I mean, Ellie, you guys have a really good process. You had a really good lead source. Sounds like you found a really good person. What have been the results so far with your ISA?
So far, we're still relatively new in. So far, our team has been able to close, I think we're up to 12 lease transactions from him.
All right, folks. I've got you a great one here today. It's going to be a great conversation here. We've got Allie Brogan. She runs a real estate team out of Toronto in the lovely GTA, Ontario, Canada. And she's been gracious enough with her time to join us here today, talk a little bit about her experience with PowerISA. Welcome, Allie. Why don't you give people a little bit of background about yourself, your team, and the market? Go for it.
Thank you. Yeah. So I run a team at downtown Toronto. We're currently a team of 5 agents in total. So myself and my business partner, Zach, are the 2 lead agents. And then we have 3 more junior agents who work on our team as well. So we've had a great experience so far with PowerISA. We brought an ISA on basically to help us clean up our lead database, make sure we're getting the right leads to the right team members, because we do have a pretty diverse team in terms of experience and area, and what people tend to sell. So that was our original need. We have had an ISA named Carlos work with us. He's fantastic. He feels like he's actually just part of our real estate team now, which is really great. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Great. So and that was, you kind of got into my first question, which was, how did you recognize you needed someone? Like, what was the burning need? What was the motivation? What was the aha moment where you're like, you know what, we need someone to jump in here and help us accomplish this?
So between my partner, Zach, and myself, we probably had about 12,000 leads. And
Wow.
based on our brokerage's website, condos.ca, we're the #1 condos website in all of North America. So these aren't just regular leads, like they're extremely hot, great leads. And it just basically came a point where doing the prospecting was taking away from our actual business, but we also never want to neglect working the leads and servicing people who might want service. So it was like a pretty no-brainer that we needed to get an ISA to help us.
I gotcha. And that condos.ca, 12,000, that's a massive amount of leads. Is that organic? Are they coming through the search engines, or are you guys buying those?
All organic. And
Oh,
that's just our
wow.
personal leads. Like the leads that we have on our website are much more than that. Those are just mine and Zach's personal ones at this point.
Oh, wow. So 12,000 just for your team, your guys' team. Wow. Okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's definitely a burning need. Definitely a burning need.
Yes.
And yeah, and Toronto, such an international market, right? Like people from all over the world, want
Yeah.
to go there. Yeah, 100%. So, okay, so you guys made the decision. You want to hire an ISA. This is the solution for you guys. What was the start like? Well, tell us that process. How did you like the ramp up? And this is the question we get so often from folks. They want to know how do you get started, right? You've got a new person on the team, right? They're not in Toronto. You got to have to transmit that knowledge. They've got to get to know the system, the tools, the team. They've got to learn how to pronounce Mississauga. They got to learn a lot of things at the beginning. How was that ramp up and onboarding process for you guys?
So we were really lucky because we met Carlos in the first round of interviews, and it was pretty much like, oh, we definitely want to work with this guy. He just brought like crazy amounts of energy. And that's really what we were personally looking for. We're also very lucky in Toronto that a lot of realtors do service rentals, and you can actually make quite a good living off of servicing rentals. So it's a
Nice.
pretty easy way to get an ISA started because they can be on the phone with renters. Renters commonly want help. And it's a really great way to test drive, talking about areas, talking about product, learning how to speak to such diverse amounts of people. Because like you said, Toronto is so diverse, even learning how to speak to all the different people you're about to get on the phone. So we were really lucky because Carlos was easy to find. We were really lucky because we have so many rental leads. So many of those renters want to talk to ISAs on the phone, and it's a very warm conversation. So that was really our onboarding process, paired with using your coaching and training systems, paired with myself jumping on with them about an hour a day in coaching and training as well.
I love that. Well, yeah, and that's a great way to do it, because one thing I suggest folks do is don't put them on your highest value leads first.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a great outcome. Usually not going to be a great outcome. There's going to be a lot of frustration. They're going to be scared to make mistakes,
Mhm.
and they're and mistakes will be very costly. Like what's the median price in Toronto? It's got to be over a million Canadian, right?
Yeah, so I think the average house right now is just over 1.6. The average condo is about 700,000. So
Yeah.
it's nice to start them on rentals and then bring them into entry level. I was just on a call with Carlos earlier today doing training, and he was calling people at the 500,000 mark, buyers. And we were joking that at this point in his training, a lot of those people are first-time home buyers. So now Carlos actually knows more about them than the market because he's been training with us now for so many months. So we were joking, even though he's never been here, he probably has even more knowledge than first-time home buyers. So again, those calls become easier. They become warmer.
Gotcha. I love that. I love that. Yeah, because moving them up and making sure they're ready for that next step is the right way to do it. Because that they've got space to learn, they've got room to make some mistakes, and the stakes tend to be lower, so it's safer. It's a safer environment, and everyone loves learning, like in a safe environment, right? I think the learning
Exactly.
process really accelerates, right? Really accelerates. I love that. So, I mean, Ellie, you guys have a really good process. You had a really good lead source. Sounds like you found a really good person. What have been the results so far with your ISA?
So far we're still relatively new in. So far our team has been able to close, I think we're up to 12 lease transactions from him.
Love it.
We're starting to move into booking buyer consultations. We haven't closed any yet, but we've had some really like solid booking consultations. After that, we're obviously going to move into seller consultations. So we're just kind of slowly building. But we've had about, I think, 12 or so transactions closed.
I love it. I love it. And what have you liked best about Carlos? What does he bring to the table? What's that a part of it that helps your team out?
So he has great energy, which is fantastic. He has a very large willingness to learn. And he's really funny. So like that helps as well. Like he's very driven, but he can definitely laugh at himself and he can definitely joke about things. So like I think those two components, the hard work and then the energy and the humor, kind of made for a really good fit for our team.
I love it. I love it. Allie, last question for you. If someone's considering, bringing on an ISA to help them get the most out of their database, make sure they're not stuck with a bunch of leads but not enough transactions, what would you suggest they do?
Obviously hire an ISA through you guys. I would say plan to have time to be with them and work with them. You're going to see the best outcome when you have a relationship with them. I think lean on your systems for training, but also lean on like daily communication via text or jumping on face-to-face for 45 minutes. I think you'll see much more results that way than just kind of letting it flow and like wonder what's going on.
I love that. I love that. Allie, thank you so much. It's been a great conversation. I appreciate you and all the success. Thank you.
Thank you.